Okay, so between 1920 and 1933, there was prohibition in the United States. And this was not well received by anybody, and particularly the inhabitants of the New England and New York City area. And our family had a direct connection to this because we lived in Old Saybrook.
Yes.
Suzanne and Gary and Mike and Bree and Hank lived in Old Saybrook. And Old Saybrook was where people from hundreds of miles gathered to have alcohol. They had parties at a place called the Castle in Old Saybrook, which was a very large inn. Looked like a castle, and they had tunnels, they had fake walls, and they would bring in the booze from the international boundary outside the U.S. limit that was covered by the Coast Guard. So, and I just read this the other day that let's see, Hank's great uncle, or Hank's uncle, Hank's uncle was one of the people who was involved in bringing the alcohol in from the ocean.
Sneaking it in.
Actually sneaking it in.
Sneaking it in, okay.
Yeah. So,
And how did you find out?
I was reading a story on a Facebook group called you know you're from Old Saybrook. So this was about people coming to the castle, and this was about how fishermen put aircraft diesel engines into their fishing boats so they could outrun the Coast Guard. So that's the way they got the booze from the ocean, because the booze was coming in from Canada and from the Caribbean. And they'd run it into Old Saybrook on these incredibly fast boats. And the Coast Guard couldn't catch them, and they finally figured out how to put airplane engines in their own boats. Okay, so one night in 1931, one of these great big boats got caught by the Coast Guard, and the crew jumped overboard, and the boat was captured. And the owner of the boat was Arthur A. Rowland from Bridgeport, Connecticut. So Arthur A. Rowland was one of my dad's uncles. And he was also the uncle who was later in life the captain of a ferry boat that ran from New London, Connecticut out to Block Island. And while we lived in Old Saybrook, Connecticut, we took rides out to Block Island with our Uncle Arthur A. Rowland, the former rum runner. And I have been in the bridge of this big ferry boat, and he let me steer the ferry boat when I was a little kid. And we had heard stories about, there was this past, but to see it, here's something that's being read by about 4,000 people who are from Old Saybrook or used to live in Old Saybrook. And here's Arthur A. Rowland as the owner of this boat that got captured by the Coast Guard.
That's so funny.
And I'm pretty sure that this boat actually goes back into the 1920s when it was an oyster boat. And it replaced an oyster boat that goes back into the 1850s. The boat called the Nina Rowland, which was an oyster boat that sailed on Long Island Sound. That was owned by Matthias Rowland, who was the guy who built his son a little cabin. Okay? So it all kind of fits together. It all kind of fits together. So Rowlands have been going down to the sea and trying to outrun the Coast Guard, which was established by Alexander Hamilton, who's the star of the play that you guys are going to get to see someday.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay.
That's